Mic checker, chicka. It's not son, baby. Yeah, a one time, baby. What? For your mind, baby. Yeah, we gonna shine, baby. And what we do, we gonna grind, baby. Yeah, what? And this is another episode, so of Swingers After Dark. And this is your host, not son, baby. Here we go. I learned a long time ago that, a lot of people will suck the energy out of you. I think Dracula and vampires were a metaphor of people sucking the life force out of you. And when I came to that realization, I picked and chose what posts on social media to comment on, like which posts. Because a lot of people are messy as fuck, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't have anything going for themselves. So they could easily act ignorant and drag you into their fuckery because they have nothing to lose. And when I used to troll fake book, because it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Anywho, when I used to troll the shit out of fake book, it was like, it became draining. You know what I'm saying? I became consumed with trolling people and debating and going back and forth and arguing and circular conversations that really didn't add value to my life. The only thing that it added was a fucking headache. But as I've grown older, I just scroll past shit. You feel me? Like when I was younger, when I was fiery, I was fiery. Like when I saw something I disagree with, I was first to jump on it. Like, what the fuck is this? Nah, you wrong. Nah, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Like, I was that type of person. But not anymore. It's like, social media, a social media page is a person's sanctuary. And I learned that when you disagree with somebody on somebody's sanctuary, they take it personal. Secondly, a lot of times it's not even worth it. I just let people be great within themselves. I may chime in and add a different perspective, but I'm not going to flat out shit on somebody's view because then they're not going to listen to you. Their defenses are up already. Even if you talk sense to somebody, it was like they have a heavy belief into what they're posting that even if you're talking some sense, they're not going to believe what you're saying because the strongest belief is your belief. Like the sky is blue, but you could really think yourself into believing that it's red. So that's why I don't go back and forth with people anymore. I may chime in if something really interests me, but for the most part, I read the comments. I'm entertained by the comments than me going back and forth. And 99.9999 out of 10 times, somebody's going to say something that I agree with anyway. So I just live through them instead of wasting my time and energy going back and forth over trivial shit. Over shit that doesn't even matter at the end of the day. It's like, what am I getting from arguing, winning a debate on social media? What am I getting? And when I realized I got nothing, that's when my energy juices started flowing, whether it's my podcast or writing the book. A lot of ideas just started coming out like a supernova, like that shooting star. It just started flowing because I'm not allowing another person drain my energy that I could have used to be creative. You understand me? And it became a process. Like my Facebook name used to be controversial, wavy. Like I was known as the controversial one. But the thing is, I wasn't trying to be controversial. I just said things that was on my mind. The first thing that was on my mind, because when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, 20s, early 30s, I had no chill. I had no filter. I had no tact. I did not give a fuck about your feelings. Fuck your feelings. Facts over feelings. But then I mastered the art, not even master, I understood it rather. I understood, the art of influencing people without, shitting on their views or opinions. Not even influencing, talking to people so they could see your point of view. Even if they disagree, they could respect what you're saying. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, that they could respect what you're saying. They could respect your mind without feeling attacked, because nobody want to feel attacked even when they're wrong, even when they know they're wrong, even. You feel me? And that's why, I don't argue with people, especially with fools, because people are better at ignorance and negativity than they are being productive and being positive. And I'm at a space now, I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm just going to block your ass. Real talk, I may roast you. Depending on my mood, I may roast the shit out of you. But for the most part, I'm going to just block you, because I don't have time for the fuckery. I don't have time for the tomfoolery. I don't have time for the shenanigans. I'm on a mission, baby. And you can't stop greatness when it's in motion. And, trolling, yeah, that's cool. But when you on your grind, when you on your hustle, you don't have time for that. Like when I cut out social media, not totally, but tremendously, I got a lot of shit done. Because like social media, it could change your mood. Like that's a lot of depressing shit on Facebook, real talk. To the point where I gotta log off sometimes, or I gotta minimize my screen. Because if it ain't one thing, it's another. Like I can't think straight when I'm constantly bombarded by negative posts. If it's not gender wars, if people passing away, if it's not people passing away, it's people complaining. If it's not people complaining, it's people putting somebody on blast. If it's not people putting somebody on blast, then it's this fuckery after the next, after the next, after the next. I'd rather see success stories that can motivate me. You feel me? And it's like, that's why I take social media in small doses. Like I may talk my like I'm the type of person, I'll talk my shit and leave. Or I may scroll my news feed for like a minute. I may like a few comments and then leave and then go back to do what I'm doing. And as I became older, I'm not in the same space where I was 10 years ago. Hell, even 5 years ago. I can't engage in the same circular conversations that I thrived on. It's like I grew out of that. It's like I don't even like playing video games anymore. Like when I was younger, I would want a PS5, but now, shit, I just want something in my savings account so I can invest into something. You feel me? But when I learned to dial back on commenting, my writing got better, and I started to think about other ideas like podcasting. I hate speaking. I hate public speaking. I prefer writing. I'm a writer. But because I got to do this thing of, showing people my personality and this types of, jazz about letting the audience get to know you and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blase, blase. I had to do it, but not for nothing. Like all bullshit aside, like podcasting is therapeutic. It's therapy. Because instead of I like to talk to myself sometimes. Like I'm my best friend. And I'm really talking to myself right now. Like to the naked ear, I'm talking to an audience, but really I'm talking to myself. That's why I love to wear Bluetooth sometimes. So I can talk to myself without looking weird. Real talk. So, the art of, like the power of no comment. The art of knowing when to say and when not to say something has helped me tremendously. Because there's a lot of people who don't got shit to do but troll social media. They don't have shit to do but be online and talk shit behind the screen. They don't have shit else to do. They don't have anything productive to do. And when you're productive and when you're on a mission and when you got things to do, you can't surround yourself with people who have idle minds, because idle minds is a devil's workshop and a playground. And when I unplug from the matrix, everything is, I'm free. I'm free from the matrix. It's like this book I'm writing called Fuck. Like, I was in a zone because I stopped posting heavily on social media. When I used to be on social media with my past books, it was like the writing, it was good, but it wasn't up to par. But when I devoted my time into my arts and crafts and turned it into a discipline, keyword, a discipline, I become a much sharper writer because of that. Because I cherish my time that you can get back. And I cherish my energy that it may take a long time to replenish. And that's why, what they say, energy is currency. And when you spend time, you just got to make sure that you're not emotionally bankrupt and mentally bankrupt and spiritually bankrupt, because people will try to scam you out of your currency, also known as your energy. Because a lot of people love to cut corners. And it's lonely on top, but it's crowded at the bottom. And when they see you climbing to the top, they want to drag you down, 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 so you could join them. Because when you go against the crowd, you're always going to stand out. Because there's only one sun. There's a lot of stars, but there's only one star that could call itself the sun, that has the power and the ability to shine light on the good part of the world. Even when it's nighttime, the moon gets its shine from the sun. So even when the sun is not present, you can still see the effects of the sun. And on that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark, and this is your host, Not Sun, baby. Check out my website at www.notsunblaze.com. That's www.nahsunblaze.com. And check out my ebook, You, Me, Us, Them, The Swinging Manifesto. It's on Nook, Kindle, iBooks, Google Play. Go get it. Shoot me an email at swingpodcast@gmail.com. That's swingpodcast@gmail.com. Hit me up with any questions or concerns that you may have. Rate, share, subscribe, and comment on this podcast. Dig. And on that note, until next time, peace.